What up? You know, I think it's pretty asinine if you would say that the Brooklyn Nets would not win the Eastern Conference. I know a lot of cats do have the Philadelphia 76ers as pretty much one of their favorites to come out of the East instead of the Brooklyn Nets, but in regards to that, if you're looking at the other teams in the East, I mean, we can all agree it's pretty much going to be the Nets or the Philadelphia 76ers. No one really expects the Milwaukee Bucks. Let me backtrack. Nobody expects the Milwaukee Bucks. Maybe just some delusional Milwaukee fans, but and besides from that, the Heat and the Celtics are a 6 and 7 seed, been struggling all season, trying to crawl their way back up into there, but I fully do not expect them at all to either reach the conference finals or let alone the NBA finals. So we're pretty much looking at a scenario about the Brooklyn Nets and the Philadelphia 76ers. Again, some fans, and especially here Jalen and the crew, are pretty much predicting that the Nets will not represent the Eastern Conference within the 2021 NBA season. On my standing, guys, I've already stated for the Eastern Conference, I do expect a Nets versus Philadelphia conference finals as pretty much heading into the playoffs and going to reach into the third round. I do expect the Brooklyn Nets to represent the Eastern Conference and match up with the LA Lakers as of right now in the NBA Finals pretty much. With the Brooklyn Nets, I would be shocked if they were to lose to the Philadelphia 76ers. I do not trust a young Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid. They've never been to a conference finals that late into their tenure. I believe this is around their fourth season together. Yes, this is their fourth season and going to be together. And besides from that, I just don't see a closer within their team, to be that effective. I know Tobias Harris would love to take on that role, but he's inconsistent and he's not that type of player out there. But whenever you have Kyrie Irving, James Harden, and Kevin Durant, that's going to be too much for the Philadelphia 76ers. And we've only seen the Brooklyn Nets play 7 games together, with that big three. So, barring any injury, we can see what happens there. But I do have the Nets coming out of the East. Let's jump more into Jalen Jacoby on this.
The Nets had Kyrie and KD just absolutely cooking. They combined for, I believe, 67 points. Jalen, what do you think about Durant and Kyrie against the Suns?
Jacoby, literally watching these two guys play on the same team at the same time, you're a member of the Washington Generals. These guys are the Harlem Globetrotters. Seriously, you give one of these, ain't that Meadowlark Lemon? Is that Meadowlark Lemon right there playing in the game? How about that? Is that, look at Kyrie. The first 3 buckets of the game. Just think about Kyrie's first 3 buckets of the game. Embody who he is as a player. He made the 3, he made a mid-range, he did the hezzy and finished at the hoop, and then they put a smaller guard on him. He went to the post, Jacoby. He went to the post. It's just nasty watching those two guys. And wasn't that KD's first game back? That was KD's first game back. He didn't look like he was off. He didn't even play the first quarter. He didn't even play the first quarter. He didn't play the first quarter.
33 off the bench, and every bucket he got just looked so easy for him. It just looked so easy for him. And Jalen, I'm going to make you regret something.
KD coming off the bench, and he's got a good humbleness to himself in regards to putting Zingo down sometimes and coming off the bench, but we already know what happens when he's on Twitter, the burner accounts. That's a side conversation. But yeah, no, he was electric that game, going 12 for 21, over 50% shooting, 2 from 3 from 3, 33 points coming off the bench with around 28 minutes playing in the game. Him and Kyrie are averaging 27 a game this season pretty much, and bringing in James Harden, the crew, even though LaMarcus Aldridge did retire, the Nets are going to be automatic favorites in the East, man. It's too much.
Because you fixed your lips and said into a microphone that the Brooklyn Nets are not going to win the East. And when you see these two, not even the 3 of them, when you see these two play together, you start to regret that a little bit, didn't you? Did you start to regret that a little bit?
Well, what had happened was, What had happened was I made more popcorn. I'm like, hold on. I don't believe I'm seeing what I'm seeing. Look, KD mid-range too. See, here's the thing. In an era where we started the show showing Steph Curry, the greatest shooter of all time with unlimited range, the easy money sniper, he does it in all phases.
Everywhere.
He does it in all phases. Puts his hands up in the air, face up, drops down. And you're right. I thought about my prediction, Jacoby. And then you know what else I did? I thought about the journey. And I thought about something. If they're not the #1 seed, There's a chance they might have to face Bam in the playoffs in the
Yep.
Miami Heat. There's a chance that they might have to face Giannis in the Bucks.
Milwaukee next. Yep.
There's a chance they might have to face Joel Embiid in the Philadelphia 76ers.
Well, no, the Nets are at a number 1 seed right now, 43-20 record. They're a game and a half over the 76ers. So the Nets, if the playoffs were to start right now, they're going to place. They would have had to face the Hornets in the first round, which will be an easy 4-game series. Who knows about 5? And then the next round, they'll play either the Hawks or the Knicks. That's going to be pretty. I mean, the Knicks are a pretty good matchup, underrated, but the Nets would still win that like in 5. And then in the conference finals, they're going to play either the Bucks or the 76ers. So, no, the number 1 seed, they're going to be cruising within the first 2 rounds. Now, the 76ers right now at the 2nd seed, if the playoffs were to start right now, they're going to face against the Miami Heat. And if the Bucks were to start, they would go against the Boston Celtics. So, if you're the 2nd or 3rd seed, that's not ideal as it is. To lock up that 1st seed would be much easier in the first 2 rounds. You get home court, and you're pretty much settled as it is. The Nets with their super team getting home court throughout the whole conference finals, or for the whole conference, they'll be situated easy.
So no, I don't regret it just yet. Now, if Harden get back,
Harden's coming back.
If Harden
Harden's coming back 5 games before the playoffs, somewhere around there.
if Harden get back, I reserve the right to assess the team at that point.
Listen.
To assess the team at that point.
No, you can't say if Harden gets back. Harden will be coming back before the playoffs, and that's the main reason why they'll be coming out of the Eastern Conference. So, no, I don't get your logic there, Jalen. Harden's not going to be out for around 2 months. No, he'll be out for, if anything, 2 weeks.
Listen, they're coming out of the East, and we will see it as it plays out over the next couple months. But while there's so much attention in Brooklyn, none of it matters because the New York Knicks are the hottest team in basketball. They won again over the weekend against the Raptors. They're going to beat the Suns tonight to make it 10 in a row. And while you have the superstars in Brooklyn, none of it matters when the Knicks are good. This is a New York Knicks city, and the city's on fire because Julius Randle, Derrick Rose, Reggie Bullock, the Knicks, they might, you know what? The Nets might not come out of the East. It might be the Knicks.
Yeah, Spike Lee did a LeBron going back to Cleveland.
You would expect the Boston Celtics would be at least in the 4th spot, but they are not.
Hey, real quick, shout out to the New York Knicks, man. I'll give them some love. 4 seed, 35-28 record with Tom Thibodeau and the crew. Julius Randle, most improved player. He's got that in the bag, man. I didn't expect the Knicks to make the playoffs beginning of the season. I didn't expect the Raptors to be this trash this season. I didn't expect the Wizards to be this trash and the Celtics and Heat to be this disappointing. The East has been all over the place. Then plus you had the James Harden mega trade. And we didn't even expect the 76ers to be this good. I mean, the East has been so all over this place, man. And that's just another reason why I don't expect any East teams to win the championship. But that's another conversation for another day. But hey, shout out to the Knicks, man. If they can get that 4 seed locked for home court, big moves in the offseason as well as to retain, to get a free agent in there. They're probably going to go for Lonzo Ball, but kudos.
Lost yesterday to the Hornets, who played well. But my question for you is about the losing team. What is going on with the Boston Celtics?
Jacoby, and we laugh and joke.
Main thing with the Boston Celtics, man, is Danny Ainge. They have a pretty nice starting 5, but besides from that, with their bench, it's a bunch of rookie, no-name players. And not to be disrespectful, but you need to bring veteran presence out there, man. I mean, listen, you're looking at the starting lineup. Kemba Walker, he's fine as it is. Now, I expect the Celtics to trade him off because he was nice the first season, but when you sign him to a 4-year deal, that's not necessary. He's 30, 31 years of age. So, no. But if we're going to go with their roster as of right now, Kemba's fine at the 1. At the 2, you do have Marcus Smart. At the 3, you throw Jaylen Brown. At the 4, you have Jason Tatum. At the 5, you let go of Daniel Tice, and then now you're pretty much having Tristan Thompson or whoever other center they got within there. They're kind of all over the place right now. Sometimes Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum play the 3 and 4. Sometimes they go in the 2 and 3. The Celtics, if you're looking at their bench, I mean, Jeff Teague is gone with. You still have Tristan Thompson, and then you have a bunch of, guys who are just, I don't know, man. I mean, I don't understand why you don't bring in veteran players within that team that can fit that model, man. The same thing with the Golden State Warriors. If you're looking at their bench, a bunch of young guys out there. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. I don't think it's that tough, but whatever. But no, that's the main reason with the Celtics. We got to bat an eye on Brad Stevens because seasons ago we were saying he was a top 3 coach, and then we kind of seen, he's been very inconsistent at times, and he's very sneaky about it, very political. But now people are starting to kind of realize about Brad Stevens and the whole shebang of things. Marcus Smart was out for around a good period of time, but I mean he's not the best player on the team, so. I don't know. We've seen an emergence of Jaylen Brown huge within the season, but the Celtics drastically dropped this season. This is not a good look. They're most likely going to get bounced in the first round. Now, I would love to see a Bucks and Celtics first round series because that could be a potential upset, but who knows about that?
Probably the first 10 minutes of this show. But now I'm going to say something that's really serious.
Oh, no.
I'm disappointed in Brad Stevens and the Boston Celtics this year.
Oh.
56% of the time they've played basketball, they've been down at least 2 points. They've been down at least 10 points during the game. Just think about that. 56% of the time they've been down at least double digits. Look at this careless play.
That was ridiculous.
By Jason Tatum.
That was
Scary
ridiculous.
Terry is a former member of their team. They turn the basketball over time and time again. What is the best part of the Celtics team? Their perimeter play. They're one of maybe 6 teams in the league that have had 2 All-Stars this year. Okay.
Thanks for. All right, what there? Celtics, I expect to be bounced in the first round. Still would like to see them the Bucks first round series or against the Philadelphia 76ers. Actually, let me backtrack the Sixers, just the Bucks and Celtics. Besides that, with the Brooklyn Nets, they'll represent the East. Not too much to dive too much deep in that convo, but who knows? I got some guys here that think the 76ers, but we'll end it off there.